Hello, and welcome to How Not to Get Brud by Gary. Me, a beginner's guide. Why am I doing this? Pretty much, I'm honestly, I'm gonna be pretty busy in the future. I've just got into university for the past like 2 weeks or so, and I fear, this is probably a point where a lot of people have quit. For example, Pong has quit because of uni and all the yada yada stuff like that. And I kind of worry that maybe I eventually will too. And before I want to do that, while I'm still, passionate, I want to be releasing a set of like a nice series of videos to kind of leave maybe lessons or a message of, in my opinion, my way of how I would learn pen spinning or how I would redo what I, to do to try to really maximize information learned or like, involvement or just how I'd want to, get involved with the community and learn stuff. And yeah. And because there's a lot of noobs that ask similar questions, and I feel like, with my approach, I feel like there'll be, if people did it more, if noobs did the way I do it, there would be a lot of, I feel like the community would be a lot better and be a lot less repetitive, or a whole cycle of just beginners coming in and then quitting, and asking and taking resources by asking the same questions. So if you don't, this is for people who actually want to, not seem like, not be one of those beginners who just ask a bunch of stupid questions and eventually quit. And they actually want to stick in the community, and they want to do it and trying to incorporate it and try to learn and just get a lot of more information overall. This is going to be just overall guide, not a spinning guide, not a modding guide, just an overall guide to pen spinning and how I'd approach pen spinning, and honestly just how not to get brud by me, aka you're gonna ask something stupid and I'm gonna bra you, or you're gonna do something stupid and I'm gonna bra you, or something like that. Just, aka this is for brand new beginners, maybe you, and honestly returning people who maybe haven't been participating too much or having come from another platform. They don't, if you don't know me, you've probably honestly maybe, haven't spoken too much. I'm not saying, but like in my opinion, in the English community, you might be a little secluded if you aren't, if you, I'm not, this is not gatekeepy, but in my opinion, honestly, like if you're not in the discords, which I will elaborate on, aka the center of the pen spinning community, English pen spinning community, you're probably, this is probably for you. And I will say prerequisite, do not call yourself an intermediate, because you're probably a beginner if you call yourself intermediate. Intermediate is probably a higher standard than you are. You might call yourself intermediate, but you're probably not. You probably just want to not be called a beginner, and there's no shame in being a beginner, and I'm a beginner. So why me? Even though whatever, I'm a beginner. I am Gary. I've really active a lot, too much. I talk a lot too much, stuff like that. Moderator for, I think, IPMC here, Penstock, Planet Pen Spinning, and a lot of other servers, but that's the main three. So yeah, I've been here since maybe 2018, 2019, and have been active for consistent maybe the past 2 years. I talk and I rant a lot. For example, I answer pretty much the same questions every day, and while I guess I don't have to, I feel kind of obligated to, because I feel like there's a reason why people do that, and I'm trying to, I think it's a good idea to try to get people to break that cycle. And I generally try to give an objective-based answer that is not technically, well, I guess it is my opinion. It's an opinion that I guess, isn't too controversial or too out there that, I guess I have reasons for it, There's some opinions, but you should factor in. You don't have to, I don't want you to believe 100% what I say, because that's not how you should treat life. Just because I'm here, just because you're going to listen to me, I want you to maybe factor in why I believe certain ways. And I want you to factor in why someone else might oppose that, and then figure out the best answer for you personally. Because I'll be honest, in the community, there might be a lot of just blindly believing somebody, and that's not really good, right? So because of that, I think it's, like, for example, I think there's a lot of people, especially newcomers, that will just repeat things that other people say without actually knowing why those people say it. So while this might not, I guess, to introduce to pen spinning, firstly is to actually join the community of pen spinning. And it's okay, you don't have to know everything right now. Like, you probably don't even know, like, the fundamental, like, if you're a beginner, you probably don't even know, like, what tricks to learn first, or what a mod is, but you'll learn eventually. And I guess this is probably the easiest way of learning right now. If you're brand new beginner and you don't know what these are, great. This is where most of the pen spinning information honestly is. It's treated for you, because you'll have a lot of these other beginners, honestly, that know maybe like the fundamentals or know the basics, and they really love teaching you. This is where you find TikTok. TikTok is honestly, I guess, a gateway, in my opinion, and stuff like that, or in public too, you'll find a lot of people spinning. TikTok, you'll find maybe a viral clip, for example, the sausage spinning clip. You might have seen it, but I guess, I want you to, in my opinion, and it doesn't really matter where you go for these introductory tricks. I will say that while if you stumble upon it, it's probably not the best place to be. For example, TikTok, I guess, yeah, there's a lot of beginner content, but it's not really great beginner content, and it's a lot of unnecessary beginner content. In my opinion, I won't cover the basics right now of actually spinning. I'll just try to set the foundation first, because while I could just suggest you to watch a tutorial right now, that's not really the point. You could find that I don't want to tell you to do that right now. And before you ever approach pen spinning, if you're watching this and you have no idea, that's honestly, I feel like maybe this is not the best video to start off with. First, I would probably establish with basics. I would want to do the 4 fundamentals and know what a pen mod is. These are mods, for example. But yeah, this episode 1 is just covering is joining the community. This sets the foundation of actually information, because honestly, every episode I will release after this, you probably don't need if you are just participate in the community and are active, and you'll honestly just learn that way rather than through these future videos. So here, I will just show you, for example, TikTok. I'm going to just talk about TikTok real quick. I will say to avoid TikTok. TikTok is not a great pen spinning platform. TikTok is more of an entertainment, attention span video. Not a really good quality, informative platform. For example, a lot of non-spinners will think these really bad combos are really good when they're probably really not. And they might even think that these better combos that are structured way better are maybe less impressive because they're not as quick or not as flashy as these really sucky beginner combos. Combos as in like a string of tricks, string of linkages together. So like a nice 10-second video of filming of spinning, for example. They will get a lot more impressed at lower quality content or entry friendly content when you want to learn and you want to have a mind of a pen spinner that you want to develop to appreciate the more difficult or more higher end pen spinning. in my opinion, especially to learn from, and to get inspired by. TikTok is a place for maybe if you want to be entertained, but I'd say it's best to avoid it, because there's not really, you can go into other platforms for way better stuff. And on TikTok, a lot of people are more secluded or away from the community, and they're kind of in their own bubble, and they teach a lot of information there. For example, there's a TikTok creator that just created a shop and sells it for like 200% of like what it should be, and lies about donating the money to charity, and basically just recommending a shop in every video. And it's just, and they're not a great pen spinner as well, and it's just, for profit. It's not good content either. It's just, you'll get a lot of people and a lot of beginners and a lot of spinners that are on there and that post only on there are probably either really bad, they're secluded and they give outdated information, wrong information, aka misinformation. So next place I will talk about is Reddit. Why am I on Frugal? Okay, I meant to be on, share your feedback at Popeyes. Okay, r/penspinning. This place is a place where a lot of people go on too. I will say that this place is also for beginners as well, but not in a good way. This is where a lot of beginners will go just to like ask stupid questions or try to answer stupid questions. In my opinion, this place is a place that you should avoid. There's not much content. There's not much good pen spinners really here, or informed pen spinners here that are actually give you quality information. In my opinion, gives you negative info. This place is where you get a lot of bad ideas and a lot of beginners or outsiders, not even spinners, critiquing spinners and trying to give like ideas from an outside. In my opinion, this is the place where I get the most arguments. This is a place where I like to tell people, if I call people out there wrong, they will, with their limited mindset or limited, in my opinion, information, they will try to defend themselves, and it's just not. And usually these people on here that are more beginnerish, they're the first ones that reply to questions even though they don't know the answer. This is a place where you should avoid, because it'll just spread misinformation, and honestly, it's more of a karma farm of people posting maybe their combos, but you can find their combos. They're usually just reposts here or stuff like that. There's not much quality content here either, or this isn't a good platform to use to ask a question. I will say, however, that you can look to search up here, and then you could use the pen spinning on the subreddit here to try to look up questions, because this is well documented and a lot of questions have been asked before. This is probably the only platform that you can do this. So, stuff like that. However, there's not much information here, and a lot of this stuff is honestly just beginners asking for help, and answering stuff like that. But yeah, in short, avoid the subreddit. There's a lot of beginners. Avoid TikTok. There's a lot of beginners. Twitter's, in my opinion, probably one of the best for just because of one reason, is that in Japan you can find a lot of Japanese pens. In Japan, Twitter is actually one of the main social medias, and a lot of people will say that they have critiques of Twitter because blah blah blah, leftists love Twitter and stuff. I don't want to get brainwashed, blah blah blah, or oh my god BTS, or oh my god feminism, something like that. I don't care. You literally choose who do you follow. You can make a account just for pen spinning. For example, you really like iSuck. You can go search up iSuck. Oh my god, yada yada. You'll see what iSuck likes. Oh, he likes vanilla. Oh my god, he retweeted vanilla, so I'm gonna go and follow vanilla now. Oh my god. Yeah, and then you're gonna scroll through. Vanilla likes asterisks. Oh my god, what a great spinner. And then you just keep on following people and people and people. and then you'll just, your whole feed will be pen spinning. Hopefully this will, no, there's no pen spinning. Oh yeah, pen spinning, it's Javi, and yeah, yada yada. And then of course go to your Japanese people, because Japanese people will post on here, Japanese, hey, you follow all these new gen jeb spinners that you don't even know about, and you just go on a nice follow, yada yada. This is a great platform for, honestly, just, it's quick to upload to. You get to choose who you see, and you get these rants or text-based stuff on pen spinning that you just don't even know. Like, I mean, that's just a lot quicker to get compared to TikTok. For TikTok or Instagram, for example, you have to, like, if you want to share like a nice idea, you'll have to go and blah blah blah, create an image and then you have to caption it or something. It's all image or video based. Here you can literally just go and talk and blah blah blah, say your whatever rant, and that's why you can get a lot more quality, I guess, rants or discussions here, I guess. And for information, for example, you're gonna just get a nice sum up of blah blah blah, or nice ideas, theology on, compared on Twitter rather than TikTok or Instagram. Example, you could also get it, if Reddit was good, you could find it on reddit.com too. You could find probably nice text posts, and then they'll probably have a nice rant here. Although r/penspinning is not a good example of this. I will say also there's r/penspin. Completely avoid this one. This one is penstock. I will say you should avoid penstock, just cause there's a lot of information. A lot of people don't like penstock, and in short, his videos aren't very good, and they spread information, and he's secluded from the community and doesn't, yeah. So TikTok, Twitter, Reddit. I will talk about Instagram too. Instagram is fine. There's fine enough. I will say that it's not very used enough, and there's probably not much. It's probably, honestly, it's probably Twitter, but worse. You'll get some nice videos on there, or nice stories of like stuff, I guess, but Twitter is a lot better, just in my opinion, because I guess Instagram is honestly becoming a lot like mini TikTok nowadays, and a lot of people are actually leaving Instagram or quitting Instagram. So in my opinion, Instagram you don't need if you have a Twitter. Other than that, if you're on Instagram, there's not really much hashtags, or you just want to follow, honestly, posts, honestly, people, but in my opinion, it's a lot less active in the pen spinning space. Now, the big one, Discord. Discord's honestly the center of the pen spinning community. I'm going to give you some ways to join it. For example, if you want to join the community, you'll go here. You can go into Penstock. If you're already in Penstock, you can go here, and then you can do like Reddit, and then you can find your Reddit server. But speaking of Reddit, if you want to join this server elsewhere, go to Reddit, go to r/penspinning, go to the sidebar, Reddit Discord chat, first thing. Then you get an invite here, and then here you can look at the rules. You'll have MPSD, which is also the second link here. The third link here, which you don't need. MPSD is has a lot of history. It is one of the oldest Discord servers for pen spinning, but nowadays it's pretty inactive. So honestly, you don't need this one. However, the ones you want to do is the workshop. Workshop is the second Discord here. You can go to the workshop. This is pretty much the center of pen spinning. This is where all the events are held, all the CVs, which means collaborational videos, is where you get to hear. Here you'll find like the Pen Spinning Olympics, or the World Cup, or the World Tournament. Here is where you get a whole stream of pen spinning content, where maybe you're not keeping up with everything. People will post their YouTube videos here, because YouTube, you're probably not going to get recommended much, but here you'll get a lot of collaborational videos and clips. Here you get, nice posted stuff. Honestly, if you want to get into one thing I recommend is watching pen spinning content. Go and follow the Pen Spinning Media channel. Dove Solo. You can watch the Dove Solo. and this is where you'll actually get nice like videos of stuff, because this is where you actually get like decent pen spinning and actually like stuff made by community members, stuff that isn't just beginner fundamental tutorials. This is where you get nice interesting stuff. This is all you need, in my opinion, to get started. And this is how I usually get familiar and caught up with, I guess, spinning nowadays. So other than that, what other servers can you go to? You can go here. You can go, if you speak Thai, German, French, you can join these. However, you can avoid that. Workshop penstock here. I don't think this one works, but you can find penstock server in the link of penstock's videos. However, I would say that it's probably not good to watch penstock, and honestly, the server isn't really good. However, one thing is that of course, you have this bot, which I try to update whenever I can. Other than that, you have the pen modding server, international pen modding of something community, IPMC. This is a great server, one of my favorite servers, and this is where you get more high level stuff in terms of pen modding. However, for example, think you want to learn some I guess if you have a pen modding question, honestly, I would suggest going to the workshop and using the modding help channel first, because in my opinion, these are a lot more beginner friendly, and they're kind of like subsections of a server. And you can go pen modding here in the Reddit server. You can ask your questions here. This, if you're going to ask something, you would do it in general here, but in my opinion, you probably should avoid it, because I think this is a lot more less beginner friendly. This is more for high, in my opinion, not to be gatekeepy, but this is more for higher level pen modding discussion, and not just for beginners to come and use as a question. I guess, yeah. So if you have a complex question, I guess you can ask here. Other than that, workshop pen modding help is all you need. This is going to be the center. This is the pen spinning center, I guess, of the community. In my opinion, you should just Discord is really all you need. You don't really need anything else, because this is where everything happens. One thing I will say is that it's a little unactive, because honestly, there's not much to talk about. You don't need to have a full active server. This doesn't mean people aren't spinning. It's just people aren't using Discord all the time, because in my opinion, I think that's a good thing. Pen spinning community is tight and it's well put together. I will say nowadays that the workshop is not you might not get enough information here by just being in the workshop. Join all these servers or as another server, in my opinion. So what else would I do? I'd also join Planet, which you can find on the penstock server by doing Planet, and you'll find it. This server has a lot of history too. This is definitely a laid back, also more constructed server. It's a fine thing. I like it. It has a lot of history, and it's used quite a bit. And yeah, another alternative server to the other servers, of course. I will say that honestly, nowadays, shout out to the Indian Board of Pen Spinning. This is honestly when you get to a level where you want to improve. This is one of the better servers in terms of like newer generation and being active. You'll get a lot of kids here. You get a lot of people from India. However, their battle system is really nice and well structured and promotes activity and promotes a purpose. It gives people, what they do. For example, here you can have, here you're able to match. If you voted here, you'll get placed in matchmaking, and you'll have a challenger to battle. It doesn't matter if you're bad, you'll be in Group C. You can verse a lot of other beginners. You can see these videos, I guess. You can see these videos here to determine an understanding of what these people are, or like what the level is, and then you can see yada yada. You can participate in these battles that happen regularly, and this is great to see. It promotes pen spinning, and this is honestly something that you should probably get into to try to like learn to construct combos and stuff like that. This is also a place where you can find pen spinning from people like you, people who spin and are in the community, and they might not be great, but it's, it's something to, I guess, maybe pace yourself with. Get familiar with the people, your peers, because they are constructing combos, and then you could, get more familiar with them. Stuff like that. You can compare yourself, sure, but yeah. This is just great. It's active a lot. One of the more active servers, and while you don't have to be Indian, because they speak a lot of English, there's pretty much everything is in English. Yeah, battle system is really great thing for, in my opinion, you should try to get into, and it should be a goal, in my opinion, when you spin, because this will help teach you when you get to that level. Well, you're probably not at that level yet if you're a beginner. This will get you creating and constructing actual combos to be paced against another actual, more quality stuff. One more shout out, the Fen Spinner server. In my opinion, this server nowadays is probably the best server for actually improving. And that's really not a joke. So, while you could say workshop, but workshop nowadays is honestly filled with beginners. Here, you'll actually get experienced people who know a lot about pen spinning and are actually really good at pen spinning. And this place is honestly just where you'll learn a lot more of, like, maybe honestly a more harsher reality, or like a more intense way of people, of just spinning and ideologies, and you'll honestly you'll be humbled if you get here. But this place is honestly the best for in terms of improvement, because you'll have, for example, ConfG, good spinner, and he's been spinning for a really long time, but he's improved really quick. Fencrafter is honestly a really good spinner for the amount of times for the amount of time he spun, he's really good. 9 or Basura, he's like, what? I think he called himself, he's radical, and he's like a really good spinner. A lot of people will hate his personality outside of Fen Spinner, but they can't deny that he's probably one of the most influential, or one of the most best. I think he's called himself like top 3 at one point. He's really good, and a lot of people like him, and he's definitely has he's one of the people who actually puts thought, and he's created a lot of concepts, I guess. Void, he is, again, controversial. Again, this is a server that you'll get rat a lot. I wouldn't recommend that. He has a lot of radical opinions about the community and a lot of maybe controversial takes, but you can't deny that he's great, and he gives a lot of information, and you don't have to, honestly, he makes a lot of sense. I will say that it's radicalized because it's maybe not as friendly compared to the other servers, but a lot of things that they say is true. So, however, yeah, a lot of people good. ConfG, Z Gentleman, one of the best Prodigy. This is a place where you actually get really great people, and if you ask questions, they will probably give really good answers, because these people, know a lot of stuff. CAD, great spinner. Kush, you get a lot of just great people. Saltient, like what, 3rd place world tournament? Oh my gosh. Compared to workshop, you just get a lot of beginners. Botanic is some 12-year-old. Taco is some other beginner. You have Artcrafter here. You have Mushu, which is literally has a green flag as he's a beginner. But you also have some other people that come in that actually know this stuff. One thing I say is that, for example, there's a lot of people. I want you to know that you are an individual. I want you to have free will in the servers, okay? You join. You don't have to understand everything, but I want you to try to understand stuff. And I want you to make sure that if you're going to ask a question, you want to ask a smart question, not a dumb question. For example, you want to learn some, you want to learn what a tech two-way tip, which is a tip from a tech two-way pen. You're going to search up tech two-way, and you're going to just honestly scroll through everything here. that, oh my god, I don't know where to look. We have a server, we have a nice thing for that. People parts request. But honestly, first look in report index. Report index is where in the pins you'll find the pen index. Pen index is where you find a whole library of measurements of just stuff. So here you can look for body lengths and widths. You can get your tip size, tips where you can filter in here. You can look in what grams, what weight it is. For your grips, you can see how long the grip is and how heavy the grip is. Here, we're looking for Tech 2A. I can't really find the Tech 2A here. I don't know where it is. Oh no, maybe you check the Discord. It seems like, oh, nobody knows where Tech 2A is. Here, you're going to search a Tech 2A. Oh my god, there's so much options, 41 options. You're going to look in parts requests. Parts requests is where people will request for parts to be measured. And here you have one person, Viridian, asking Tech 2A tip. You can click it. Oh my god, it's answered. I now have an answer to my question. For example, though, if you really tried hard, for example, it might not be in here. You can look in Tech 2A if it wasn't there, and then you can try scrolling, and maybe somebody said it in a different channel. If you go through and then, oh, it's not in this server, it might be in this server. It might be in workshop. There's a modding channel here. Oh, nobody searched up Tech 2A in the workshop. Here, maybe Tech 2A. You're going to search up stuff. You're going to search up keywords. You're going to learn how to use the Discord search function, because Discord community doesn't have any. There used to be a forum, but honestly, they've all gone from the internet. So you can't just Google Tech 2A tip weight in Google, and you can't search up actually information for this. You're going to have to. Discord is probably one of the better information sources. You could go to Reddit and search it up, but in my opinion, there's not much information on the Reddit as well. So you'll have here, example, if we couldn't find it anywhere, this is the point where you ask Tech 2A tip weight. And then, yeah, you can do your thing, and then that's when it's appropriate time, when you can't find the answer, when you've actually tried to find the answer. And this is when you ask. That means it's probably a question that is of quality and hasn't been answered before. And I want you to do this because when you ask a question, you're taking other people's time. You should be considerate of other people's, I guess, you don't want to be abusing other people's, efforts. You want to actually put in the effort to actually find an answer rather than saying, oh my god, I'm so lazy, I don't want to search it up. Like, come on, be a better person and just search it up. Just put in some effort to actually find the answer, because a lot of these questions are, I guess, in my opinion, if you ask some dumb questions, you're going to be embarrassed. You should be embarrassed, because there's just no excuse there, because there is effort. There's things you could do to find the answer, but not a lot of people are trying to. Okay? And that's something that should be changed. So learn how to use this. Learn how to ask the question. For example, if I ask Tech 2A tip here, and I will say that you shouldn't trust the first answer you get. So, for example, we're going to go, for example, here. You have to know how to really determine who is trustable or who is listened to. Botanic, for example, Botanic answered my question. Who is this person? Do they go under a different name? You can check their things to see if they're nicknamed something else in a different server. You're gonna search up Botanic. You can see. Oh my gosh. What? Are they not in this server? Okay. What the nut? Okay, I don't know how this works. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you're going to find out about this person. You're going to see when they joined. I guess I just can't do it. But yeah. What? Okay. But yeah, you're going to search up when they joined, how long they've been pen spinning. You can see who they are, because when you join in, you're going to not know who any of these people are. Okay? And in my opinion, that's okay. One thing about, I guess, improving or like getting above beginner is just knowing who to really listen to. For example, if I answer you a question about pen spinning in general, you've never seen me spin a pen. If I answer some complex question about like notation and stuff, I'm probably not going to know the actual correct answer. I'm not going to give an actual informed answer. I am somebody who you should not listen to or not trust if I was going to answer that kind of question. If it was, because I don't really know, I wouldn't know that. I can't do that. If you ask for, blah blah blah, something, how to do haitua, and some random guy who barely knows haitua, who knows it once, who knows how to do it one time, or is a beginner who doesn't even know how to do it, and they try to give you advice, you should probably not listen to them. You should try to get some information of that person. You don't have to ask them, but you should do some scouting to try to see who this person is. Should I listen to them? Is their information right? Why is it right? Is it quality? And yeah. For example, I don't know. Can I find a question? Is this sonic done correctly? And yada yada. Which it's not. But if this person was blah blah blah, if you look at David is new and he's joined he's only in Penstock server. He's probably some guy from Penstock who is a beginner, and he's on mobile. And then you could look at Krausu. Krausu is, I already know that he's well versed in the pen spinning. You can look through. He's in a lot of servers. He's well versed in the community. You can go in the workshop and then you can just oh my gosh. You can search up blah blah blah. You're gonna search up how long he's been spinning. Oh, it's because I'm in streamer mode. But yeah, you can go to Krausu. You can look up from Krausu how long he's been spinning. Blah blah blah. Oh my god. Yada yada. Oh, he's been well known. You can search up videos from Krausu has video, and then you can search up Krausu's videos. And bam, you'll have his stuff. You can see what kind of spinner he is, or kind of like how good he is, which you'll learn to determine how good somebody is, because when you're starting out, you might think every spinner is like the same, or you might not be able to determine who's better than who. But you'll see how, he knows his stuff rather than these people, than David. But this is a low-level question, and I guess he gives a nice description here, but it's maybe not, yeah. If it might be a different question, it might not be the best. So, like I said, to recap of episode 1, join the community. And the actual community, in my opinion, is Discord and Twitter. And that's just a reason why. You just have a lot more. This is where like the center of stuff is for the English speaking. If you have other stuff, you can join other stuff. They might have a forum, for example. But joining the community is the quickest way to actually get more information, because it's the best way. It's the place where you actually want to research. If you're going to research something, don't look on YouTube or Google, because usually there's not much high quality content on there. This is where you get the more up to date, more exclusive, or like more just higher quality stuff. You keep up with the pen spinning drama and the talking to, and yeah, great place. This is, you'll just learn a lot quicker. Recap, must have servers in my opinion. You don't need IPMC starting out. You can use Workshop, and you can use pen spinning, because this is a nice chill place. You can use Planet is a great server for beginning too. It really depends. Planet pen spinning is honestly, the staff is more active, I'd say, and yeah, there's a lot more flexibility here. When this one, it's maybe a bit outdated, it's a bit small, but there's a lot more people and a lot more beginners discussing stuff. Workshop, it's probably a must-have for the pen spinning media. It has been a little bit inactive recently, but you'll find a lot more. This is just where you get a lot more videos of just random videos and stuff that you just, that is hard to, I guess, that you probably won't find anywhere else. And of course, you can keep up with pen spinning Olympics and other events and stuff like that. IPMC, of course, you don't need that. Fen spinner, join when you want to get to that. If you want to like speedway progress, yeah, this is a good place. Just know that there's furries here. But yeah, sum up: join the community. Know who you're getting information from. For example, I give a nice background here. If you're on Reddit, subreddit, a lot of these people, you'll see that, hey, who is unusual analyst? And then you're gonna see their posts. You're gonna see maybe who they are. Maybe you recognize them from Reddit or stuff like that. Oh, okay, this person, they've maybe spin for 1 year. Okay, you can see what kind of pen spinning they were doing 1 year. Oh, it's on the pen spin server. Ooh, that's a red flag. Yada yada. He's asking. He lives in Pennsylvania. You can see what kind of type of person he is. Yada yada. Stuff like that. He do the stuff. You can see his videos. See if he has credentials to actually give information. In my opinion, for example, after looking at these, he's definitely a beginner, and he probably doesn't give the most informative information in terms of actual, because I don't recognize him, I don't see him in the Discords. I don't feel like it's going to be information that is of quality. It's going to be information that he recycled from Penstock or Katrin or whatever is he finds on Reddit or YouTube and stuff like that. That's, I guess, a nice breakdown of how you honestly why why I wouldn't suggest here, because for example, I don't know who this is, I don't know what a lot of these people are, and it usually is because they're secluded. That's why I try to avoid, why I think it's better if you avoid Reddit, if you avoid Insta and TikTok, because not people, maybe not people trying to take it, I guess, pen spinning seriously because they're not in the community. But yeah, again, this is why, because this is people actually being in the community. So this concludes my probably long episode 1. It's supposed to be short, but of one topic, the joining the community. One thing that I think is really essential to actually, I guess, not only just learning, but it's a great way to actually improve and get somewhere and just get a lot more information or up-to-date information, especially on relevant and more modern takes on stuff. Yep, that's really it. Make sure you know who you're getting information from. Make sure you know how to look for information before asking, and make sure you know how to ask a really good question rather than a stupid question. Because in my opinion, pen spinning, there's a lot of kids. You don't want to be kids aren't really the best at social etiquette or best at really knowing, being humble and knowing not to give information. So that's why you should know how to filter who you listen from. And kids are just, it's just something you'll find in the pen spinning community. But yeah, join community and I will welcome you there. I'm in all these servers. I will talk to you. I will maybe yell at you. And if you need me, you can feel free to message me. Stuff like that. Join the community. Don't try to avoid, in my opinion, these stuff. That's my conclusion. Episode 2, when I feel like it, I'm trying to make it maybe at least once a month. because I want to give myself time to really try to prepare topics, because I feel like this one is just not really prepared well, but it's trying to give you an update because I don't want to do it next in like later and then have, just that's just not. I just wanted to get this over with, start talking on it. And yeah, next episode, introduction to maybe mods or spinning, how I'd approach starting the spinning, and maybe I'd have a revised like trick order and stuff. But yeah, join community, because this is where you get better information, more up-to-date information, and this is where you make friends or interact or actually get to know people who will do things similar to you. That's really it. Thank you for listening, and thank you for, I guess, paying attention. Like I said, this is if you've made it a long way, congratulations. A lot of kids nowadays are maybe attention span hungry, and they might just, they have short attention spans, and they're watching all these content for clicks, and to try to, or just view something for, rather than to view something for entertaining or for learning something. So if you're a beginner actually watching this full video to try to learn something new or get into the pen spinning community, congratulations. That's good to put in that effort, and it's definitely shows a lot of commitment and maybe self something too, because this is basically what, like a high school lecture length already. 15 minutes? Yeah, that's how my college lectures last, of me just talking. So congratulations. It really, if you've really made it along, you're probably gonna last long in the community, because in pen spinning you have to be really patient, and if you want to improve, it's going to require a lot of practicing and a lot of, I guess, determination, and it's going to be really tricky. You might seem lost. There's not much, it's a lot more complex than you think, and good luck. That's really it. Thank you. Yeah.